Here's the complete story draft. I packed my entire life and vanished. The applause echoed long before I saw the stage. The sound was hollow to me, but it had weight. Weight that dragged me back 5 years, to a living room where humiliation burned deeper than any wound I had ever carried. Father's Day. The day she slapped me. Not in private, not in silence, but in front of the children who carried my name. I remember the sting. Not just of her hand, but of their laughter. A camera raised, a video posted. The world watched me fall, and no one helped me stand. I didn't shout, I didn't plead, I packed. Quietly, every book, every shirt, every shard of dignity I had left. And I left without saying goodbye. Tonight, 5 years later, my helicopter blades carved through the same silence that had once swallowed me. Their graduation, their triumph, and me, the invited chief guest. When I stepped out, their faces drained of color, pale, as though ghosts had finally learned how to walk. I hadn't expected the invitation. At first I thought it was a mistake, a cruel joke perhaps. But the seal was real, the letter official, my name written in deliberate strokes, chief guest. For years I had been nothing to them. No calls, no birthdays, not even a whisper of apology. Only silence. And silence, when sharpened over time, becomes a weapon. I accepted the invitation without hesitation, not to be honored, but to watch them choke on the weight of their own betrayal. The memory of that night still claws at me. My wife, her rage ignited by something trivial, something not even worth remembering. Her hand struck my face. My children laughed, phones raised. A joke, a spectacle, a father humiliated for entertainment. That video went viral. Millions laughed, and I vanished. Not because I was weak, but because weakness is only temporary. I knew then, one day, they would see me again. Not as the man they mocked, but as the storm they created. The years apart weren't wasted. I rebuilt myself, brick by brick, in silence. The world they thought had rejected me, embraced me. Business, power, influence. I fed off humiliation like oxygen, until I could breathe without pain. Still, I watched them from a distance. The children's profiles, their updates, their smiles, their achievements. Every time they posted a picture, I saw nothing but the echo of that night, the way they chose entertainment over blood. But I didn't strike, not yet. Revenge, like wine, matures. It needs patience. The invitation was the first thread to unravel. I tested it, called the institution, confirmed the details. Real. They wanted me. My children, soon to stand on that stage, had no idea who the chief guest would be. Perfect. Sometimes the cruelest punishment is not fire, but ice. Not rage, but silence. To let them live their perfect day until the moment my shadow fell across it. The helicopter touched down. I stepped out in a tailored suit, the kind of armor only power can buy. The crowd rose in applause, expecting a stranger, a dignitary. But when my children saw me, their smiles froze. The son who had filmed me, the daughter who had posted the clip, both standing at the edge of the stage, caps trembling in their hands. Their mother, older now, sat among the guests. The color drained from her face faster than theirs. She had built a life without me, a narrative, a husband who walked away, a father who abandoned his children. But now the truth walked in flesh, uninvited, into her carefully constructed lie. I shook hands with the officials, spoke calmly into the microphone. My voice carried no anger, only clarity. I was asked to speak of resilience, I began, and resilience, I learned, is born the day the people you love turn their backs on you. Gasps, murmurs, eyes shifted to them, the children, the mother. Their pale faces told more truth than I ever could. When the ceremony ended, I didn't leave. I stood near the stage, waiting. They approached, slowly, as if walking toward a gallows. My son's lips trembled. "Dad, we didn't know." My daughter's eyes glistened, searching for mercy. Their mother couldn't meet my gaze. I looked at them all, silent. The same silence I had carried for years. "You taught me," I finally said. "Fatherhood is not sacred. Blood is not loyalty. You filmed my humiliation. You broadcast it. That night, you buried me. Tonight, I returned, not for you, but to show the world I survived." Their mother whispered, "Please," but I raised a hand. "No. This stage was yours, but the moment became mine. You wanted entertainment. Now the world sees who you really are." They broke before me, not with screams, but with silence. The silence of guilt, the silence of truth. I turned my back, calm, leaving them to drown in the applause that no longer belonged to them. The helicopter blades roared again. I didn't look back, not once. They had wanted me gone, and I had given them exactly that. But tonight I returned not as the man they remembered, but as the reckoning they never expected. Forgiveness was never my aim. Closure was. And I found it, not in their tears, not in their shame, but in the cold certainty that I no longer needed them. As the sky swallowed me once more, I whispered to myself, "They made me vanish once, but tonight I made them disappear forever."